You guys, we have some really cool houses to look at in today's video. First of all, the Wave House in Malibu, one of the coolest houses in the area, has finally just sold. Ozzy Osbourne just relisted his condo in LA with a pretty massive price drop. And an LA Rams receiver just sold his mansion in Oregon. And this place has one of the wildest amenities I've ever seen. Let's dive into some of the top celebrity real estate stories from the last couple weeks. I found the perfect way to kick this video off. Justin Bieber's former house in Hawaii just sold. I didn't even know that he had a house in Hawaii, and he got $6.24 million. This is not an easy sell, by the way. It was put on the market 2 years ago at this point, but it sounds like they found the perfect buyer. The buyer's a company called Re-Up Living, who's going to give the house a renovation in partnership with the original builder, which is pretty cool. Now, the description still says that there's actually an auction coming on this house. I'm filming this on September 6th. But the auction was obviously canceled. These buyers swooped in and they must have wanted the place, so they bought it out before the auction happened. It is a crazy compound sitting right on the edge of this cliff. When we zoom in a little bit, you can see this place has a couple levels and tons of privacy. Apparently a couple of TV shows were filmed here. One of them was Love Island. Cool place for a tennis court. I've never seen this before, but this court is actually on top of the garage. You got to do a little bit of special engineering to build something that can hold a live load or basically people walking around on top of a garage like this, but great use of space. I love that. There's some fun details in the pool too, obviously the slide, but up here, I think this is like a high dive. This has got to be like, I don't know, I'm going to guess like 16 or 18 feet. Inside, honestly, not as impressive as the outside, but the views are great. Check out the elevator that goes right up the center of the house. Tiny bedroom, and this unit tells us that they don't even have central air. This house definitely needs an overhaul. Like, some of the rooms are nicer than others. All of them come with views. The description says that these views feature whale watching too, at least during the right season. And this golf course that you see outside, I think comes with a property. I think it's a 9-hole golf course that is included with this parcel, at least as far as I understand. Here's the kitchen. You got a couple of islands and plenty of space. And this is probably my favorite feature of the entire house. It doesn't even have anything to do with the house, but they actually built a staircase, which I don't think this takes you all the way down to the water. That'd be cool, but at least takes you down to this waterfall. That is epic. All right, next let's take a look at Kenneth Cole's house that he just listed for sale in Westchester County. If you're like me, you might not be exactly sure who Kenneth Cole is. He's a fashion guy. He's most known for his clothing brand Kenneth Cole New York and Reaction Kenneth Cole. And on this real estate deal, Kenneth stands to make an absolute fortune if he gets his asking price. He bought the house for just $2.8 million in 1991, and now he is asking a whopping $22 million. So this house is grand, mainly because the acreage is sitting on 14 acres. It is a 7-bedroom, 10-bathroom, 12,000 square foot house. Here's the cover shot. It's honestly kind of hard to imagine ever living in a property like this. Like, this is more grand than most hotels. It's very private. The house is tucked way back behind these gates. Look at the drone shot. You got a lot of grass to cut if you own this place. The description says it's actually a historic house and they describe it as a manor. I'm not gonna lie, I'd say this house probably meets that description of manor more than any house I've ever seen. I will say the pool is kind of in a weird location. Like, not only is it very far from the house, but how do you even get in here? It's like completely covered in fencing and hedges. Here's the inside. Not a huge fan, not gonna lie. I'm definitely more of a like modern white and gray kind of a guy. I guess if you live here, you're probably climbing a lot of stairs. There's probably an elevator though. I'm looking at this wondering, like, do you guys think this is staging or is this Kenneth Cole's actual furniture? That's what I want to know. So far we've seen like 3 living rooms, but not 1 TV. This here must be his office. Nice dining room. All that woodwork around the fireplace is beautiful. That clock looks like it's about 500 years old. Some unique details in the kitchen. So on the island, I think we have some wood countertops. Over here, I am wondering if this is the refrigerator. If so, it's the weirdest looking fridge I've ever seen. And then back here, we have the oven. This, I think, is one of those La Cornue ovens, I think is how you say it. These things are expensive, you guys. I've never shot for one myself, but they run, I think, anywhere from like 15 to 50 grand. Nice house. I'm not sure why Kenneth Cole and his family are deciding to move. It's probably just really high maintenance. That'd be my guess, or maybe they just want to live somewhere else. But they lived here for about 25 years. They're gonna make like $20 million or something on the place whenever they do sell. Not sure how much work they put into it. It was probably somewhat high maintenance. This house is over 100 years old, but Really cool property. I wanna look at something a little bit more modern and something a little more funky. So let's zoom over to LA really quick and look at Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne's condo that they just listed for sale for the third time. They originally listed this condo in 2023. At the time they were asking 4.8 million. Now they're down to 4.5. It's not a big place. It's only a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, but it's in a pretty sought after building, and it comes with a bunch of building amenities like a pool, spa, gym, 24-hour staff, security, valet, all that stuff. According to the description, I'm pretty sure this is the entry, which is kind of impressive. Also feels kind of like a waste of space. There's something about taking an elevator up to your apartment and just walking out to views like this. Kitchen's a little closed off. It's more of a galley kitchen. This room definitely has an Ozzy Osbourne type feel to it, right? You got the black cabinetry, the Warhol looking Marilyn Monroe photos. Also very gothic in the master bedroom. I'd expect nothing less. Honestly, I want to know where that chair came from too. That looks comfortable. Then this room in the house, I'm going to just take a wild guess and say this one was probably Sharon's room, not Ozzy's. Okay, so the Wave House in Malibu has finally sold, and I have been dying to find out who was gonna buy this place. If you don't know about the Wave House, it's an iconic home designed by Gesner right on the water in Malibu, California. It was built back in the 1960s, and the buyers here were Joshua Kushner, who is President Trump's son-in-law's brother. Joshua bought it with his wife, Karlie Kloss, who's a model. Depending on what way you look at it, these guys kind of got a steal on this house. They were originally asking $50 million for this one, and they picked it up for $29.5. Still a big price for a 6,400 square foot house. It's iconic though. The listing description calls it one of the most iconic homes on the California coast, which I'd agree with. Very unique roof lines, very unique shapes on all the windows and doors. It's got this conversation pit. I love conversation pits. We need to bring these back. Even the railing detail and the roof detail is awesome. And look at how this house is just floating out over the water. Here's the view that you get when you walk through your all glass front door. Some more oddly shaped doors off the dining room. And check this out. This was a bad move on the photographer. This here totally highlights how you have zero privacy in your dining room. There's actually people out on this balcony next door. We got a round island and some curved cabinets in the kitchen, a curved table and bench outside. Epic home, and you can really see from this angle that Gesner originally designed it to kind of look like waves, I guess. From what I understand, he was actually out surfing, looking back at the shore whenever he kind of came up with his roofline. Next up, we have a mansion with a feature that I have never seen in a house before. So some football player named Kupp just sold his mansion in Oregon for $3 million. And this place came with an indoor football field. I'm sure some of you guys know who Cooper is. I'm not a big sports guy. He's a Los Angeles Rams receiver, so it's not a huge surprise that he built a place for himself to practice football inside of his house. But it's interesting because I've seen plenty of indoor gyms and tennis courts and basketball courts and indoor swimming pools, bowling alleys, all that stuff. I've seen it all in all the years I've been making these videos, but I have never seen somebody put a football field inside their house. So here's the listing. It's not a huge house considering it has a football field. I'm sure the field is like twice the size of this house. It's a 5-bedroom, 8-bath, 7,600 square foot house. Very grand entrance. I love a house with a motor court. Big garage, only looks like a 3-car garage, but the description says you actually can fit 7 cars in here. Nice high ceilings in the great room. Yeah, it's a house. Okay, we get it. You know what we're really looking for. Where's that football field? Here's an office. Here's the master bedroom. Here's the master bathroom. Here's the master closet. Oh my gosh, this listing just goes on and on and on. We're already on photo 25, 26, 27, 28. They still haven't showed us the freaking football field. I think I know where it might be. There we go, a football field inside of a house. I guess the article I read was a little bit misleading though, because technically this is inside of like a garage that's next to the house, and it doesn't even look like a full-length football field, but pretty epic feature. I'm very curious to know if the new buyer was interested in this or if they're just gonna completely repurpose this space. All right guys, so I'm gonna put one more little bonus story in here because I was doing the edit and I saw this story. I had to plug it in. I'm filming this from my phone, so sorry if the quality is not the best, but okay. Do you remember the house in Malibu that Kanye was trying to sell, the Tadao Ando house? Well, it looks like he's got a contract. According to Zillow, it's in a pending status. And according to this article, he's on track to lose $36 million. Now, I went on to Zillow and I went down to the price history, and what I see here is that he paid $57 million. The last asking price was $39 million, so even after commissions and stuff, that's only like a $25 million loss. I don't know though, maybe the Robb Report has like some insider info or whatever, but it's Kanye, he'll probably be fine, but you got to admit, no matter who you are, that is going to be a sting to your balance sheet. $36 million loss. Ouch. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button down below before you go. I'll see you guys next time.